Yeah. I'm back. I'm back. Yeah. Look, crazy 8th grade, nerdcore rap guy. Got into a dual fate and I just pulled a trap card. Third-rate rappers with a fourth-rate catalog. Destined for the shadow realm, y'all should never act hard. Flow is so insidious that I need an apprentice type. Master with the force, peep the context in my sentence, right? Phantom like the Sith is, just don't ask me what my pen is like. They know that I'm the menace, who you kidding? Bitch, I'm dangerous like. Sweet to drive, hide-headed, rhymes are Shirley Cole. Tested, you can never twist my metal like the jury goes. So I ain't never mad when I push it to the max. I got Chris riding with me, bout to turn this bitch to Fury Road. Since animated, I'm the one the crew congratulated. Winners will provide protective cover like it's laminated. Damn, I made this 16 like a guillotine. It's fascinating. If you think that you're ahead, you get decapitated. All that aside, I ain't merely here to rap words. I'm here to tell you who representing for the black nerds. And to remind you, neither one of these are bad words. Biggest living mirrors, they just choose to see it backwards. Who be the leaders of discussion when a topic trends? Dissections got the culture under microscopic lens. Who got the type that you can miss it from the start and make you feel like an expert on the subject by the time it ends? Check the stat, Louis, viewership is mad nice. All these other shows don't seem to cut it, that's a bad slice. Off the books with unscripted drills you can't write. No vampires, but these interviews don't end right. Yeah, this is the best part. Rhymes on Mandalorian, Independence made a best score. Starting a war with these stars, you won't get far. This is the way you play a game of life or death star. So far removed from the drama, we don't notice harm, but won't hesitate to shed a light like a Patronus charm. With mischief managed, troubles at a disadvantage. Must be something in the water, dip your toe because you know it's warm. Where can you find another show with such a fine cast? And if you try to box them in, they playing Minecraft. And basically to sum it up like you define math, this crew's the best and it figures like a line graph. I'm Mary band like the words I do. Level-headed, you don't have to have absurd IQs. They know you can relate because they're nerds like you. With their help, you'll see the world from a blur's eye view. Yeah. You are now tuned in to Blerds Eyeview. And without further ado, we out. Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Once again, it's not a mirage. We're covering What If episodes 5 through 8. But before we get to that, we're going to talk about 3 real quick. With me is my second in command, Kira Lane. What's going on, my dear?
No, not much. Ooh, Lord.
Yeah.
Hi.
we're getting ready to talk about the buddy cop drama between Winter Soldier and Bucky. Then we're going to move on to 5 through 8. Navy is in the building.
Hi. I'm so happy to get my voice back. You have no idea. I sound like somebody's grandfather for like weeks.
You are somebody. Are you not?
Hey.
What we're not gonna do.
Semantics. What we ain't gonna do.
Pardon. 1,000 pardons, sir. I'm so sorry.
So we're well into the new year, and we've been getting fed pretty well with some online content, streaming content.
Mm-hmm.
Go sign up at Blerds Station, blerdstation.com. But we got our final season of What If. We're going to talk about episode 3 real quick. And that was what if the Red Guardian stopped the Winter Soldier. So this one picks up in 1991, which was the actual date or the year and the date where Bucky is the one who's responsible for Howard and Maria Stark's unaliving.
Yes.
However, what they show in the beginning is not what we thought it was. We thought it was, Captain America stopping Bucky, because as we've seen in the movie in Civil War, Cap always knew about it. It's not his fault. It's just what do you want him to do?
It is what it is.
Hey, what did you want him to do?
I mean, stop the murder would be nice. Just
I mean, he couldn't stop it because he wasn't up yet, but he seen the video later and realized,
right.
oh,
I forgot.
oh,
Whoopsie.
damn.
Whoopsie.
Let's not tell Tony that. Anyway,
Missed a shot.
and then I'm sure, and I am very much sure. I'm Team Cap. I'm very much sure that Cap had his reasons. He knew how Tony would react, rightfully so. But then again, how do you come across that saying, yeah, it's
Your bestie killed my parents, my guy.
There's no dressing that up. There's no dressing that up.
Yeah. It's literally Kevin. It's literally Kevin Hart. Help me,
nigga. Help me.
No, but this was an episode that me and Spartan definitely was looking forward to because we seen the teaser for it and it was given definite Lethal Weapon, buddy cop, Rush Hour vibes. And
what did I say? Another 48 hours? No, 48 hours.
48 hours. 48
yeah,
hours.
48 hours.
It was given 48, definitely 48 hours vibes.
And the way Turner hooch.
Not Turner hooch. I can see it.
Say, I was like, this is kind of like Turner Hooch, except the Red Guardian is Hooch, and he just can't. Wow,
that is true.
Can't argue with this.
That is.
It lines up. It lines up. So real quick, Kira, what did you get this episode, and what would you rate this episode, scale this episode, and two, what was a favorite? Did you have a favorite moment out of this episode?
I am desperately trying to remember. If that doesn't tell you what my rating is going to be, probably. My favorite part. Oh, I am blanking on that episode. Thelma Louise jumping off the cliff thing. That
was a moment. That was a moment. Yeah. It was a moment. The Thelma and Louise was definitely a moment. I was trying to figure out why did they do that?
Because they're good. They know they're gonna live. I would do a lot of things too that were dangerous if I knew I was gonna live. Some people just do drugs, Yeah.
So the episode starts out from Red Guardian outside of the video that you see on the screen from what Winter Soldier did. It starts off where Red Guardian is getting his mission to go to Ohio. Basically, this is where he has to raise Yelena and Natasha and pose as the family. But it takes a little different turn. And realizes he needs to stop Bucky from committing said crime, which he's successful at doing. From there, it's all hijinks on set. We get Lawrence Fishburne back once again, playing his role, and probably one of the few times, if the only time we get to see him as Goliath. It's probably the few times we'll get to see that. But here we got Bob Toledo, as Red Guardian is going by the name of Bob Toledo, and you notice that this is that night that Winter Soldier is supposed to do the deed. And there's parental units. Off the parental units, and once again you get that moment where he's actually quite successful in stopping it and saving, which completely builds a whole nother story that Howard lives and Maria lives. So now it becomes, if they were to do another what if, which they're not, he's like, well, what would have been the ramifications of Red Guardian interrupting and stopping that? Because his whole purpose was stopping that super soldier. Bucky was there to get the super soldier serum that Howard had in the back seat or in the trunk somewhere. Where was that off to? We don't know. We know Howard has government contracts. We don't know who that would have went to.
Well, in this episode or in the actual main
I would say, well, I know in the main continuity, but I would think that also in this continuity he has some kind of ties.
Mm-hmm.
Because
it was supposed to go to the Red Room folks.
The
Red Room,
yeah,
and the
that's who he said we're not going to make any more super soldiers. They didn't want to make any more Buckies, or not. They didn't want to make any more. Red Guardian said we're not making any more super soldiers.
Yeah, and it's funny because the way they go about everything, and like I said, hijinks, and more hijinks, and they have the whole chase and everything happens. Navy, I know you got a chance to peruse a little bit of it. What did you think of this episode? Where'd you rate it, and what you think of this one?
Fun, honestly. The chemistry between Bucky and Red Guardian, just absolutely fun. Alexi and Bucky, to me, are a pairing that you want to see together because they are literally Felix Unger and Oscar Madison. They are the odd couple, but they have the ability to kick your ass. I think I don't have a favorite moment because all of them were, especially between these two.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to admit, Alexi is a very unique character because when
he's not a bad guy.
Because
he's nowhere near a bad guy.
Far from it. He's literally a really soft-hearted goofball who just wants to do the best he can, and I like that. I like that chemistry, especially with him and Bucky. I was here for it. I'm not gonna lie. Every time they talk to each other, technique. Every time I saw, I just could not help but giggle. And when they were fighting in Las Vegas against Bill Foster, which I'm so happy that they finally got him in there, and they started.
It's probably the only time we'll get Bill Foster,
and that sucks. That sucks, donkey nuts. Okay, and the fact they were just after they got done fighting, they just looked at each other, went technique, and just started running. I loved it. I giggled so hard. Honestly, if I had to scale it, I would give this one an 8.5. Genuinely, I enjoyed this.
It's fair. The scene you're talking about at the end, after they got rid of Obadiah Stane.
What a fucking name, by the way. Jesus Christ.
They came,
name.
Yeah. At which point I was just like, I'm like, it's Obadiah Stane. Is that really a loss? No.
They should have just gave him the name Rook all through comics, and that'd been it.
Yeah.
What's your name? My name is Obadiah. Obadiah Stane.
That is not the oldest black man's name.
And there's nothing black about this dude.
Nothing. Outside of shaving his head, and I can't even count that because so does Lex. So, but once again, you're right. Them yelling technique and everything, and Red Guardian trying to get Bucky to not kill. Don't kill. Let's not do that. Let's, as he says, dance with your enemies. And he's elated about it. Let them run around rampant and figure it out. We don't kill him. Let's not kill him.
It's like Crockett and Tubbs, only with jokes.
And here's the thing, I mentioned this before. We're going to get to see the two of them on screen together in Thunderbolts. So we just might get that, not as much as the goofiness as another 48 hours, but we've seen it in their teaser trailer where he's like, oh, it's Bucky. And then Bucky lets off another exploding mine. He was like, oh, wait a minute. So that's not supposed to happen. He's one of us, right? But I think we will get that Eddie Murphy, Nick Nolte type of vibe, Rush Hour, Jackie Chan, Chris Tucker type of energy, whatever, Oscar and Felix. I think we're going to get that, and it may not be as focused on them because I want to see that happen. But as many people know, I love Yelena. She's absolutely adorable. And I can see her saying, God, you're so embarrassing. Just oh, Dad you're so embarrassing. I could just hear her
I'm cleaning
saying
for the company. Please sit down.
It's like,
Would
will
you
you
like?
hear yourself? Like, why must you do this? We are in front of company. Why this?
You could
Why
be,
now?
you could be so much better. You could be barista at Starbucks and take care of
Boy,
father for the
Shamoy.
rest of days.
So I was really looking forward to this episode. I'm glad they did it. It's a shame that this is the final season, but I'm glad that they
Or is
it
it?
was.
No, it's they
Yeah.
done.
They're
They
done.
done.
They're done with What If, but I have
Or are
theories
they?
about. I have theories about what that could branch off into. Which is
I don't know how many times Marvel say they're done with something, they turn around and be like, "Oh, by the way, we changed our mind." They're like 5-year-olds with snacks. You can't decide which one you want.
so.
I mean, with the comic wise, yeah, but I feel like with their movies and TV stuff, they don't really
We're not,
bend.
we're not even talking about the comics
No,
nowadays.
no.
We're not.
Well,
They have decided. What if Marvel and Disney have decided to do tie-ins? What if Donald Duck was Wolverine?
They have tried. They're doing what they've done. They're doing what James Gunn is doing right now at DC. But they have tried doing certain connectivity things, and it's no fault of their own. It came at a really funky time, which was COVID. So it came at a funky time, and it pushed a lot. Like, we were supposed to have 10 episodes of Captain America and the Winter Soldier,
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and then it changed it to Captain. The last 3 episodes. We were supposed to have at least 10 episodes of WandaVision. You know, I honestly believe Secret Invasion was affected by that. Black Panther 2 or Wakanda Forever, that was affected by the shutdown. A lot of the stuff that came out around, like, after that was affected, and that's why that 1 year we got so much content. Like, they just had to get it off this shelf.
But they still could have.
Real quick. The writing, it was the writing for Falcon and Winter Soldier that suffered. It wasn't COVID. Wait, was it that?
They suffered a shooting. It was
a shooting
issue.
issue.
Yeah, they had a shooting issue with Secret Invasion.
No, Secret Invasion. That's the one I'm shitting on.
Secret
writing was terrible.
No, I know what you're talking about. I got to episode 3 and I said, I'm not finishing this. My soul,
I'm not invested.
It's hurting.
If it wasn't for Nick Fury, because is it interesting to see someone who we know in the comics is pretty much, I don't want to say invincible, but the badass. But to see I'm like, okay, you can't address the whole thing of him being dusted and then being brought back. You can't adjust that. You can't adjust the fact of he doesn't know who to trust. And I get you saying, I didn't want to bring my Avengers friends into the whole ordeal because that could expand the problem.
Right.
Completely understandable. But everything else, and I've said it time and time again, you killed off 2 of his supporting cast, and one of them is his main backup. It's his right hand. And you gave no payoff.
It was weird. It was a choice.
It was interesting, to say the least.
You know, and we all were waiting, like, Maria Hill can't be dead. It's got to be a Skrull.
Like,
or
all the people in that entire collective, why would you take out the main broad?
Yeah.
I say broad respectfully.
You can get away with that. You can get away with it. But it didn't make sense that you took that far, and then you turned around and you took another person who has been proven time and time again to be pretty efficient, but also a comedic relief in Talos. Once again, no payoff. I like the bait and switch of it being his daughter at near the end, but and you still could have done that, but everything else just didn't mesh well. It didn't sit right, and that's why I have the problem.
That wasn't the Secret Invasion. I know that we as comic fans in general get caught up in the whole it's not exactly word for word, page for page, panel for panel. You don't have to do that, but could you sort of kind of stay in the realm of the story that was told? And it all you did was say that there were body snatchers. That's it.
Even the angle of it, even the angle of him being married, that was fine. But then what?
Ta-da! Yeah,
It was
like
it was painful to the point where pacing was ruining it. Even with the writing being garbage, there were times it was too slow. They focused so much on giving all of these speeches about life and mortality and the future and the past, and I'm like, oh, okay, you realize a good chunk of your audience doesn't want to sit there for a speech. They can get that in school. Do something. And I agree with Kira. The writing was, it could have been better. It could have been way better.
It was weird.
And they could have not rushed it. I feel like they rushed to get it out. Like you said, Chris, they rushed it out just to be able to release something when their original formula before was just to make sure it's done the way we want it done. We advertise it, we promote it, and then we put it out. That's done. All right, let's go into the next project. Let's give us a little bit of time in between so people can get hungry for the next thing. They didn't want people to be hungry. They were giving everybody stomach aches and migraines and whatever other malady you can think of. Pink eye. Everybody got pink eye from watching it. Why? Oh my God, I want to watch Disney. Why?
Yeah, they kind of food barred that one, and I like I said, I watch all Marvel stuff. I've seen bad, I've seen the good. It comes with the territory. Same with Star Wars. It comes with the territory.
Hey.
No.
I was waiting for her.
I'm not.
Up a little bit. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah.
He came from behind there. Hey.
Look, I don't hate what we've gotten. Don't get me wrong. I think you could have told better stories.
Yeah.
Justice for Finn. I'm just saying.
Wait. Warning. We have deviated from our main topic, Captain. Warning.
Yeah. I can't. I don't think I even got that one loaded up. Anyway, we're gonna take a quick break.
Dang.
We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about episodes 5 through 8. This is where it really starts to pick up, and we'll be right back.